Why does this car have a map in front of me? There's a map right there. I'm staring at two maps. Hey guys, today we're here and reviewing these. The Lexus UX200 and the Audi Q3. Guys, welcome back to what is a pretty cool episode because we have the mini SUVs as they call them. We have the Lexus UX200 and the Audi Q3. And today we're going to be comparing them and seeing which one should you buy if you're after a mini SUV. Something which is compact, small, the size of a hatchback, but gives you that added ride height. Everyone's driving an SUV now. So guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because we have some awesome videos coming out this year. And guys, if you didn't already know, I have a second channel up. And on that second channel, we're going to be doing sort of like a podcast series, something where we just talk one-on-one. So guys, be sure to write any questions you have that you want to see in the videos, and I'll make sure to put the link in my description. Now guys, we have a 2021 Audi Q3 and a 2021 Lexus UX200. And these are very similar because if we're not going to talk about price, because price-wise, that's 55 grand on road and that's around 59 grand on road, they are very similar cars. So we're going to see, why should you buy one or the other? Of course, we're going to take the car for a drive. We're going to see how they feel on the road. We're going to do an outside and inside review of the cars. And we're going to see which one should you buy. We have the Audi Q3 here on the right. This is the 35 TFSI in this Sportback edition. It's actually the perfect car to rival the Lexus UX because the Lexus UX, even though they don't call it a Sportback, is more of a Sportback design. It doesn't have that flat finish at the back. It has that more coupe-esque type finish at the back there. So that's the Audi there, and it does have the style pack, which means it has a little bit more chrome accents, and instead of 18-inch wheels, has 19-inch 20-spoke wheels there. Now on the left, we have the Lexus UX200 Enhancement Package 2. So what that means, without trying to confuse us, it's the most popular in the Lexus UX range. Today we're only going to be talking about this one here, and in terms of price points, that one there is $55,000 on road, and that one there is $59,000 on road, $59,500 to be exact. So there's a $5,000 difference between the two. So we're going to see, is it justifiable? Should you spend more for the Audi and get those 4 rings there at the front? Or should you get the Lexus and be mocked by your friends for buying a Toyota? So let's start off with the outsides, and they are both actually quite striking designs. Like the Lexus has those very sharp, nice lines, which, you know what, have really grown on me. Whereas the Audi also has sharper lines, but it's a very business-esque type finish on the Audi. It's growing on me too. Now, at the front, we have a competition. We've got a competition going on here. Who can make the bigger grille? And it seems like Audi has taken the cake because look at how massive that grille is. It's the size of the whole car. Like there's no bumper left. There's nothing. It's just one big grille. Whereas people usually think the Lexus grille is big, but nowhere near it. This will eat it for breakfast. Look at that. Anyways, at the front we have plenty of safety features going on at the Lexus, because that little Lexus emblem there, that is your radar cruise control and all the rest of it, which we'll go into detail when we're driving the car. It has LED fog lamps, LED daytime running lights, LED headlights as well. And the same goes for the Audi on this end. Now, the only difference is, you can see here the Audi logo is still very much a logo, and it's got this little radar symbol down here. Now, believe it or not, that is actually not for cruise control. It's got all the other safety features, but cruise control, radar cruise control, is not one of them. But we'll go into that again when we're driving. Now, both cars here have front sensors, but the Audi is missing the LED fog lamps there. So the Audi has 19-inch wheels, 20-spoke, 18-inch wheels, which is standard. The Lexus gets 17-inch wheels as standard, with an option to upgrade to 18-inch wheels. Now, something I do want to talk about while we're looking at these cars is the dimensions, because these are actually very similar cars, but if you look at the cars from the outside, the Q3 definitely looks bigger. And that's because it is, but surprisingly not by much. So the Lexus is 4.495, whereas the Audi is 4.517 centimeters long, which is only a 2 centimeter difference. 1840 in width, the Audi 1856 in width. And the height, and this is the biggest difference of all of them, is 1520 and 1580 for the Audi. Now let's have a look at the sides. Both cars have chrome style accents around the windows. The Lexus gets roof rails at the top, and the Lexus does get these very big accentuated plastic bumper surrounds, whereas on the Audi here it doesn't have these big surrounds. It does have these just wheel arches, but these are color matched, so all black. And it, look, I have to say, it does look a little bit smarter. No roof rails for the Audi, and otherwise very much a good looking car. Now let's have a look at them from the back, and they both have very different designs, and I can't say I'm a big fan of either one of them. I'm not sure what's going on with this big silvery thing here, and the bumper sort of blending in with the boot, and this massive wiper. Like, this is just huge. Like the window itself, I get it is long, but it doesn't show much. Like it's very thin in terms of viewing angle. And at the back here, well, the Lexus at least has the one LED strip at the back, which looks absolutely awesome at night. But also at the same time, this big bulky plasticky looking thing there, which is obstructing. It's rather, I don't know, almost elegant design, but that thing just sticking out really throws me out. But at least the wiper is not huge, and the viewing angle from the boot is a little bit better than the Audi, so you should see a little bit more out of this window. Now anyways, at the back they both have sensors, reversing cameras, and both cars have electric tailgates with the flick of a button here and there. Now neither of them have a big boot, but something that the Audi does is all three seats can come down. Now if we go over to the Lexus, now this is a September 2020 car. In October 2020 they released the UX with a much deeper boot. It also has these little hooks here for your shopping. Now something you might be looking at the Lexus and you'll be like, where is its cover for the boot? Well, it's actually in here, so it's really compact design, so you can always take it off, you can always take it with you, unlike the Audi, which is really big and really bulky. And let's say you had something bigger in the boot and you needed to take this off, you could have to leave it at home because it's inconveniently bulky, whereas the Lexus is it's that thin, and you literally clip it in like that, and there's this nice thin mesh-like which you can always take with you, and it covers all your belongings. Both cars, you can lock them from the boot by holding that button. It'll lock the car, and the Lexus has it too by pressing this button. So 2 seconds, hold it, lock the car, and closes the boot at the same time. Now something to keep in mind, your keys do have to be on you for that to be able to work. Such as this, the keys are inside the car, and that's just not gonna work. Whereas that one there will bring it to a nice close. Now let's have a look at the inside of the Lexus, and it does have keyless entry and keyless close, and just by pulling on the door handle it unlocks the car. And let's have a look at the inside, and that is a awesome smart finish. And look at that, absolutely gorgeous. And I do love the seats design in these. They are real comfortable, real soft, and just a real smart finish. And let's have a look at the back. Plenty of space there. Also has air conditioning vents in the back and 2 USB chargers there. Now over here This here will come down for your cup holders. If you did have something longer to carry, you do need to put down both seats or just the outside seats. It does have these anchor points at the back of the seats for 3 child seats and on both sides here. Now, having a quick look inside the Audi, it also has keyless entry and keyless close from the outside. And having a look at the inside, a very clean finish on the Audi. Look at that, it just all blends in almost. A lot going on the door handles, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but anyways, having a look at the seating, rather simple designs on the seating. Can't say they're the most comfortable, but we will go into that a little bit later. And having a quick look at the back, plenty of space for, again, 2 passengers. Now also you do have air conditioning vents here and 2 USB-C chargers down there. In the middle here you also have the cup holders and, well, that's a very flimsy design. Wow. Oh, that feels so cheap. Anchor points for the 2 outside seats and again 3 top tether anchor points. You do have these pockets here on the side of the seats. So now I'm sitting in the Lexus UX and you may see that I have plenty of headroom. So this is a car which tall people can still drive because the seat here is fully electric, which means that if you're really tall, you got plenty of headroom, but also if you're really short, you can go really high. And now my head is almost touching the roof. And for context, I am 5'11", so I'm not the tallest guy there. But look at that, if you're shorter and you like to sit up higher because you need to see, you can still sit very comfortably in this car. Now coming over here to the steering wheel, your steering wheel is also fully electric and it's controlled by this little joystick here. So you have your height control, so you can go lower and higher, but you can also come forward and closer in, so you can get really comfortable with your steering position. And of course automatic headlights, automatic wipers there as well. Now speaking of your dash, you have an 8-inch display which shows all your basics. This is fully digital as well in the center. Look at that, the little animation. Now in the center here we have our 10-inch display, which is controlled by our little touch mouse here, which is, you know what, actually rather simple to use. Don't trust the reviews that say it's hard to use, because all it takes is about a week or so of getting used to it and you'll be fine. But on here you can do side by side, so if you want to have your music on the right hand side and navigation on the left, you can do that as well. Now we have our air conditioning controls down here. Underneath we have a CD player. We have your heated seats there, which are set on automatic now. Over there we have a wireless phone charger and little 12-volt socket there as well. Cup holders there, our touchpad there, all of our radio media controls, auto hold, start stop technologies to turn that off. Nice big armrest here which can open both ways, and inside here plenty of space for keys, phones. We have our 2 USB ports here. Now your passenger seats are also fully electric. Okay, so now we're sitting in the back, and as you can see, I'm pretty comfortable. I have plenty of headroom here. Even if I rest my head back, plenty of space here, and also plenty of leg room. Look at that. And mind you, this seat is still where a person would have it. A very comfortable and very snug finish. And now we're seeing in the back of the Audi, and you can see I'm seeing a lot more upright, but also I have a lot less headroom, which is very surprising because this car is 4 centimeters taller. Like, there should be more headroom here, and you can see they're trying to make there more headroom because this goes sloping straight back down. But my head is almost touching. So if you are taller, sitting in the back here is not going to be any more comfortable. Now let's talk about legroom, because this is where it gets interesting. I have plenty of legroom here, and here's the best thing, that the Audi has rails, so I can bring my seat forward and back. That means that your boot can get bigger and smaller. Like, have a look at that. That's how much forward it can come out. And then if I pull it back, that is a fair amount. And of course the seats can go folding flat, but that's actually pretty cool. Also, you have a lot of feet room, which I find quite irrelevant if you don't have the headroom for it. But for somebody like me, plenty of leg room is fine by me. That's awesome. That's real awesome. Now, of course, you do have the rear air conditioning vents here as well, and you do have these very nice big door handles here. But something which I've noticed in this Audi, which is really bugging me, is these door handles here, because these door handles are really counterintuitive, because I always go like this to pull the door handle, never like this. This is just unnatural to go like that. It's a little annoyance. Anyways, jumping into the front, and before we jump in, it's still manual. You're paying 60 grand for manual pump up seats. Audi, what century are we in? Why are these pump up? Oh my goodness. Anyways, now sitting in the front, we have a ridiculous amount of headroom with the seat all the way down. So as you can see, with the Lexus, we had ample headroom in the front and the back, but in the Audi, we have a lot more headroom at the front than we do the back. And both the cars are these Sportback designs, but obviously in the Audi, it's taken out of the headroom in the back. And let's try get to the top. And I haven't done this in years. If you're really short and you want to sit really high up, that's how high up you can sit. So very much like the Lexus, you can get really high up, and actually that is almost the same distance as the Lexus. Now, speaking of the steering wheel, but before we speak of the steering wheel, we have to talk about the Audi doors. They have a very nice, very thick, solid finish, as does the Lexus. These seem a little bit heavier, but if you just pull the door closed, it doesn't close. You have to literally wham it like hard to close the door, and I don't want that. I just want to pull the door open, closed, and I want it to close. And again, the door handles, these little dingy door handles, I go like this to open it, but I have to open it with my pinky. And watch this, okay, watch this. I'm gonna close it again. It doesn't close. You know how many times I've went to go drive this car, I close the door, and it's like there's this little tiny beep, and like I'm wondering, I'm like, well, what is that beep? And I'm driving and the music kicks in, and now I can't hear the beep anymore, and I come to a stop and the handbrake comes on. Why does the handbrake come on? Like, and then I realize the door's open, because now I can hear the beep again, and the handbrake won't let me do it. And I look at the screen in front of me. You got to close the door. And so what you have to do is you gotta go wham, break the car almost to close the door. Anyways. Back to the steering wheel. We have this very nice, very thin steering wheel, almost like a really thick on the edges, but really thin there. Real nice grip. Here we have this massive digital display, and we can really customize it the way we want to. I do have to say, the Audi is very ambitious thinking that it's 40 degrees. And I can go press view, I can change how the view is. And if I go back here, then I change view again, go full screen, half screen, and you can really customize that the way you like. Now these here, I do have to say, are really hard to see because these are the backlit LEDs almost, and it's just really hard to see, but anyways, doesn't really matter. We have a massive screen here in the center for, again, your map. So we have 2 maps. In case you ever get lost, you can't get lost because you got a map there and you got a map there. Oh, this is crazy. And this here is all touchscreen, and it's got a real nice finish. And you do have wireless Apple CarPlay here, which the Lexus just doesn't get. So I'm actually really impressed with that. Go to connected devices, let's go to my phone. Okay, well, I'm assuming I have to activate that through my phone, so we'll do that later. Anyways, coming down here, we have all of our dual zone climate control. Down here, we have our start stop, which makes absolute 0 sense. Why is it so far down? And why is it not here? Why is it not here, or why is it not here? Because this is very counterintuitive, because it's almost like they're like, oh yeah, we'll build this nice dash, we'll build this nice screen here, we'll put the air conditioning controls here. Oh shit, we forgot the start stop button. Yeah, let's just chuck that here along with our volume control. Like, it just makes absolutely 0 sense. Oh man, like the Audi design is so classy, so nice, but then there's some things which really just weren't taken into account of. Anyways, we've got more buttons here, USB ports here, wireless phone charger is there. We have our cup holders here, which is a really annoying design because my hand rests about there. That means our cup holders are here. But something that the Audi can do is it can bring your armrest up and out. So that's real nice, real good finish. Again, my hand doesn't reach. Actually, it just reaches the gear shift selector. So if you are one of those people that like to rest your hand on the left, you still can do that. Our electric handbrake here, and automatic hold there, and a little hidey hole, which is actually very little, to hide all your stuff. Now, a little slot here you can see, which you can put in your phone, which is actually a really smart design. Now, something I've just noticed is the pre-delivery people in Audi have slacked off and left a bit of plastic here. Anyways, that's how new this car is. Now, something that the Audi doesn't get is closing mirrors, which the Lexus does. Anyways, guys, we've done a full interior review. So let's take them for a drive and let's see how they drive, and let's see which one feels better. And you know what? Let's take the Lexus first. Okay, so now we are driving the Lexus UX200. And as we've discussed, this is the entry level, the UX200 EP2, but there is an F Sport and an F Sport EP1 and a Sports Luxury. So there's a number of different models in the UX range, which makes it a little bit confusing. But just for this video, we're only going to talk about the Luxury with Enhancement Pack 2. Like I said, it's 54.5 grand in Australia. It's the most popular in its range, and in terms of features, it has the most bang for buck. So anyways, let's start off with the engine in the UX200 series, because this is a 2-liter, it has 126 kilowatts and 205 Newton meters of torque, which doesn't sound like much, but this car is fairly powerful for what it is. In terms of gearbox, it has a direct shift CVT. The Lexus is actually a rather quiet CVT, and it's rather seamless. And what direct shift means is that it still has a gear, which means on takeoff, it starts off in gear 1, so you can give it a nice good boost. And then it kicks into the CVT range, which means that it feels like it's still got plenty of punch. and we're going to test that out. So we're going to go on the uphill test, and we're going to put our foot hard down, and we're going to see how this fares up. So starting off here, foot hard down, very slow to pick up, very slow, and we stop here. Okay, that was 70. That was actually not too bad. It was a little bit loud, I'm sure you heard that, but not too bad. Actually, it got there. The hardest climb in this car was that 0 to 20 mark. It was really slow. So there you go, that's the uphill test. Something different we've never done on this channel before. But I think it's actually really relevant, because I can say numbers, 1,000 kilowatts, 5,000 kilowatts, 5 kilowatts, 28 horsepower and all the rest. It makes zero sense until you do a little test. Now, let's talk about comfort. Let's go around this corner. I'm not doing anything silly, just as I normally would. Handles nicely. Not a lot of sway, there was a little bit of sway pulling me in, but rather nice, rather nice. Now let's turn onto this road here, and what I like about this road here is it's all one big wavy road, so we should be able to see how it handles, how it copes. Because I'm a big fan of this car in terms of its size, in terms of its dimensions, and in terms of all its features, which we will get into it. I don't want to harp on the features too long, because look, everyone can talk about features. Not everyone talks about the ride quality. Look at this. Now we're going in a little downhill. It's quiet. It's smooth. It's not the best road. Just taking in the bumps rather nicely. Road noise is good. Car driving past. Heard it just a little bit. It's nice. You can relax. You can drive the car nicely. And what I love is how customizable it is. It's actually a very nice drive. I am very impressed. Now let's have a quick chat about all the safety features, because the Lexus gets all of them. When I mean all of them, I'm just gonna quickly tell you: blind spot monitors, radar cruise control, lane assist, lane trace assist, lane departure warning, pre-collision warning alert. It's got emergency braking, autonomous braking for high speed and low speed, rear cross traffic alert, and it's got rear brake assist. So it's got everything. Like, that's part of this package, the EP2. Another feature that this car has is the road sign assist, meaning that it picks up the road sign and it tells you here. So even though the map will tell you, this road sign assist will actually tell you the road sign you've driven past. Because let's say if you're driving on a roadworks or school zone, obviously that one won't change, but this one will. And that's the best part about it, is you can always depend on this one here. Now, just to quickly show you how the radar cruise control works and the lane assist, if I turn it on here and if I go set, so look at this, it's picked up that says 70 km per hour, and even though I've set it on for 60, it's got this little green arrow telling me to go up to 70. It's really intuitive. That's what I like about it. I really like that. Now anyways, we've got a person in front of us. We've come to a complete stop. Look at this. And it's taking off. Very slowly, very slowly. But of course, Lexus is all about the fuel saving. So look at this. It's getting up to 70, nice and slowly. And look at this, the lane assist, will it work? Yes, it did. Wow, it worked a little bit too much. And let's try it one more time. Let's go resume. So now I've resumed at 70 k's per hour, but it's a 60 road, so I go minus, and now it's 60. Look at that, automatically slows me down. And let's see how the lane assist works. Now do not try this at home or in the car. But look at this, it picks up the lane, it auto corrects. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now we are coming up to what I like to call the bump test. This is a stretch of road which is just probably the worst there is in this part of the woods. And we're going to see, well, we're on it, how it handles. And it's handling very well. It's absorbing the bumps very nicely. I can hear a lot of it. I can feel it. But it handled it very nicely. It was, if I had some music on, I probably wouldn't even realize. That's very impressive. Now let's take this roundabout a little bit harder. Let's go around the corner and let's see how this car handles. Let's go harder. Let's go harder. No problem. No problem. And let's try the sway test. There's no sports plus mode in this, so it's just a quick left to right. Wow! Wow! That was that was a lot. That was a lot of movement. I wasn't. Let's try one more time. A lot of body roll. A lot of body roll. A lot of tire roll as well. So really, that goes to show 17-inch wheels may not be perfect for the erratic driver. There you go. Now let's do a flat heel test. 0 to 60 k's per hour. Oh, it's so loud. It's so loud. When you're accelerating in this car, it is ridiculously loud. Like I say, ah! Let me drive! But when you're driving normally, as you should be, it's so quiet. Even foot a little bit down, it's really nice. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. It's not great, but put it this way, this car here, 0 to 100 is 9 seconds, whereas the Audi is 9.3 seconds. So that says something. Now, before we jump into the Audi, I do want to mention this, is that this layout of the dash and everything, it looks very busy. Unlike the Audi, which looks very simple, very sleek, very flash, this looks very busy, but it's very intuitive. What I mean by that is that this armrest, we already saw it. This is a full complete armrest, and it's real nice finish, because look at this, my arm can rest on the whole armrest, not just lay like that, like willy-nilly. Also, all the air conditioning controls, it's all at arm's reach. Our heated seats, arm's reach. The only thing that's not arm's reach is our wireless phone charger. But what I love about it is it's out of sight and out of mind. And the cup holders, again, out of sight, out of mind. A nice finish, a nice design here. Everything on your steering wheel, nothing sticking out here. It's a real nice finish. I really like it. But anyways, let's jump in the Audi now. Now we are driving the Audi Q3, and it's such a different feeling. Like just jumping into it and just sitting in it, it's just such a different feeling. Now, the one thing I've noticed is the seat in the Lexus is a little bit more comfortable. Just a little bit more comfortable. The difference between these seats and the Lexus seats is these are actually genuine leather accented. So meaning just literally just this part here and this part here is leather, but that top part there and all the side stuff, that ain't leather. And it's just a weird feeling on your back between these two parts. Like you can sort of feel it right there, and I don't know, maybe I'm being too sensitive. Anyways, the Audi Q3. So this is a very different car because, well, first of all, it's an Audi. It's very, as most European cars are, very out there, very technology orientated. But also because we are now driving a mini SUV with none other than a Volkswagen Golf engine. Yes, this is a Volkswagen Golf engine. This is a 1.4 liter 110 kilowatt engine. The difference is this has 250 Newton meters of torque, which is, well, 25% more than what the Lexus had. So that means that when we do this uphill test, which we are at now, we're going to see if it accelerates faster. Okay, here we are, hill test, complete standstill, foot hard down. Wow, we're doing skids. We're doing skids. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh. Okay. A 1.4 liter engine. A 1.4 liter engine. That was doing a little burnout at the bottom. Like it was struggling for traction. And that's the one thing the Lexus did not do. It did not struggle for traction. Let's talk about our findings there. At that same point where we stopped in the Lexus, we got up to 70 k's per hour. In this, we got up to 80 k's per hour. There was a lot of engine noise. Like, I'm sure you guys heard it, but there was a lot of engine noise when I was climbing that hill. That definitely felt quicker. And with our findings at 80 k's per hour, it's definitely quicker as well. Now, we are back onto that, not windy road, but a little bit windy. And we're going to see how this feels. Very smooth on that road. I almost forgot we were testing it. Now onto the main road. It's very loud. It's a loud little engine. Arr, hear me roar, little engine. Now, one thing I do want to mention is our fuel ratings, because the fuel rating in the Lexus, it's 5.8 liters combined, 5.1 on the highway, and 7 liters in the city, which is very reasonable for a car which weighs 1.5 tons. Now this Audi, 7.3 liters per 100 k's combined, which is 1.5 liters more than the Lexus, 6.1 on the highway, and around the city, a whopping 9.3 liters per 100 k's. 9.3 liters per 100 k's around the city in a little 1.4 liter engine. Are they not meant to be more fuel efficient? Oh, that's just bizarre. Now, I do want to talk about all the safety features, because this has a lot less than the Lexus as standard. Now, Rapid, just going to say everything that this car has. It has blind spot warning. It's got lane departure warning, lane assist. It's got pre-collision warning detection. It's got high-speed autonomous braking, low-speed autonomous braking, and rear cross traffic alert. And that's it. Like, remember how we're doing the cruise control and the person in front of us slowed down and we slowed down? Yeah, no, this car ain't gonna do that. This car ain't gonna do that. Oh, and also both cars have pedestrian detection as well. The Lexus actually has cyclist detection too. Now, if I wanted to test out the lane assist, I'm not too confident with this. Let's come out of the lane. Okay, well, that did absolutely nothing. Like, I can see the two little lanes here, and that did absolutely nothing. What's it for? No, nothing again. Okay then. I don't know, like this Audi is $5,000 more than the one we tested. $5,000 more. It's got manual adjusting seats. It doesn't have radar cruise control. At least have the same features. Like, at least give me electric seats. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand no passenger electric seats, but at least the driver electric seats. No, but what this car does have is a map in front of you, digital map. Why does this car have a map in front of me? There's a map right there. I'm staring at two maps, which are showing me the exact same thing. Audi, why? Oh, but Serge, technology. Technology. Oh, this car has technology. It's got digital display at the front. How come the Lexus doesn't have it? Because it doesn't need it. I've got a map right here. Why? Why? Why does the Lexus lose points in every reviewer's case because it doesn't have a navigation or a digital cockpit view in front of me? Why does it need it? The navigation's right there. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. Oh, Audi. I'm sweating. And something else I've noticed, I had the Lexus on the lowest for air conditioning, and I was still quite cool. I was quite cool. But here, on the lowest, I am sweating profusely. I am sweating profusely. Now let's talk about road noise, because I can hear a fair amount. Car drives past, pretty good. Insulation wise is rather nice, but I can hear a lot of the road noise. It may have to do with the fact that these are 19-inch wheels. Maybe for both cars, 18-inch wheels would be the sweet spot. I don't know. All I know is that I can hear a lot of road noise. Engine noise, we heard that already. Okay, so now we're at the part of the road where we did that road test on that bumpy stretch of road. And here we go. It's absorbing it very well. I can feel it. Yeah, I can feel it a lot on that side, but you can hear it, of course. Yeah, no, it's rolling into this side just that little bit. But for 19-inch wheels, it handled it very nicely. Now let's do that little roundabout test again. Handles nicely. Handles very nicely. We're gonna do one more test. We're gonna do the sway test. So same. Wow. Okay. The car's ABS turned on. Wait, let's try that again. Didn't turn on that time. But man, it handles a lot better than the Lexus. Wow, okay, so look, that can be one of two things. Definitely the tires, because there was not a lot of body roll. And definitely the suspension setup and 19-inch wheels made a massive difference. I have to say, I like the way this car drives. Yes, I know I was annoyed at not having safety systems and this hand pump for a seat, which is very annoying. And this map, I can't, let me change that. There we go. But it's actually a very nice drive. And yes, I don't like these door handles. I don't like where they put the start stop button, because like, let's face it, when you sit in the car, start, like you have to bend in to press the start stop button. It just feels like there's a lot of afterthoughts, if that makes sense, in this car. But otherwise, a rather nice car, rather nice finish. Now guys, that is a wrap on the Lexus UX200 and the Audi Q3. And let's answer the question that we started off with in the beginning. If you're after a compact SUV, which one should you buy? And I would pick the Lexus. Yes, I'll pick the Lexus. It just makes a lot more sense. It's $5 cheaper new to begin with, but also it comes with a lot more standard equipment, a lot more safety features, like adaptive cruise control, that's standard. Lane trace assist, where it actually keeps you in the center of the lane, that's standard. We saw what happened with the Audi. You've also got electric driver's seats and passenger seats with knee support. That's awesome. Like in the Audi, you still have to manually pump and little stuff like that take away from the Audi's luxury experience. And that's the biggest thing that I'll have to say. If you're after the full luxury experience, definitely the Lexus. The Audi is an awesome car, handles a lot better than the Lexus that we saw on the test, but a lot more road noise, a lot more road presence inside the cabin, which really did take away from that luxurious feel. And putting my seat up and down with a hand pump definitely did not feel luxurious. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that one, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe. And guys, please check out my second channel. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe. And as always guys, we'll see you in the next one. Like, look at it. Both maps are turning at it's actually distracting. Like, having both these maps is distracting. They're both turning at the same time and they're both in front of me.